The Snow League, event number 1 is off and running. Heat number 1 just took place. Ayumu Hirano, no surprise there, he got the win. Chase Blackwell and Li Jiao will be moving into the Last Chance Qualifier. That takes us now to heat number 2, and I'll tell you what, the name you focus on right here to the far right, he is the reigning Olympic gold medalist, Ayumu Hirano, but you've got Joey Okesson, you've got Lee, you've got Campbell Melville-Ives, you've got Ullah. There are some great stories here. We'll get to those, but there's such good talent in this heat.
100%. I mean, Ayumu aside, this is an amazing opportunity for the other 4 riders, and that's not to put too much pressure on Ayumu. It's just he is so dominant in this space that he's undeniably got to be the favorite in this heat.
International man of mystery is 18-year-old Siddartha Ullah, born in Los Angeles, but he's representing Great Britain after being raised by his mother, British Bangladeshi background. Said watching the 2014 Sochi Games helped inspire him to pursue a career in snowboarding. So yet another athlete that was inspired by the Olympics or a performance in the Olympics to say, I want to do this. And this young man began snowboarding at the age of 2, started competing at the age of 5. And now here he is at the Snow League, ready to drop in here on his first of 2 runs.
And who got silver at those 2014 Sochi Olympics? Ayumu Hirano. So it's come full circle for Siddartha. That's right, absolutely. And I'm very excited to see this kid ride. It is my first time calling one of his runs, and he's not disappointing. Front side 900. Into the backside 5.
Takes that into the backside 540 for the young athlete.
There's the front side double cork 1080. I like seeing the front 10 double corks mid-run. I really like that because you have to have the amplitude to do it in the middle of your run.
Hard fall as he got away from the wall, T-Bird, and we won't speculate an injury, but you saw that coming. We talked about the vert of the wall. His pop came out and he got into the flats, and when he hooked up, oh, the dreaded heel side edge. But man, he is a tough young man riding into the corral.
Yeah, and really, I mean, these riders are so talented that you don't see them fall a lot, but when you see something like that, it makes you realize that this is very, very high risk. There's a small margin for error. And unfortunately, going down on that last hit. But he's got 2. I'm excited to see where they kind of score the rest of his run because it was really clean.
Siddartha Ullah, representing Great Britain, just 18 years of age. Think what you were doing at 18. Were you competing at Shaun White's Snow League? No, you were not.
I was playing cool borders. There's that front side 900 grab and tail. I like that he brings that tail all the way up by his head. Path of least resistance, just grab onto that thing and hold on. And then here's that alley-oop McTwist. I think he just got a little too much airtime, right? Kept rotating, caught his heel edge.
But to see when he was coming back down how far away from the wall he was, so he was going to land flat-landed. So this first run score for him at 23.25, that is a throwaway run. That is not going to get him into Last Chance Qualifying. That's not going to get him a win. But he's going to bounce back up there. He's got one more opportunity. So the pride of Southbury, Connecticut, Joey Okesson, the ripe old age of 22. Coming off a big performance in this very same pipe, a top 10 finish at the X Games. And that's a big deal because that is another big event, but he finished in 8th place in this very same pipe. That's got to give him a little extra confidence.
Yeah, Joey is such an exciting young rider. He says when he overthinks it, it kind of leads to falling. He likes to just kind of turn off, and he said he trusts his body to do what it knows what to do.
Music, no music. Are you riding with music or no music?
I'm a no music guy, but that's because my skill level's much lower, right? I need to focus exactly on what I'm doing. So Joey Okesson dropping in to his backside wall. Look at the ollie, the pop he takes into the pipe. Ooh, I like that crail. Danny Cass just popped a smile, you know that. Air to fakie, 13.5 feet out into the cab, double cork 1080. And there's that front side 1260.
Oh, Joey.
Joey Okesson came to play, pounding the chest. His body knows what to do. He let it take over.
DK's having a day. Danny Cass is coaching the kids up.
What I really liked about that is he kept it a little simpler up top and then built into the 10s and the 12s later in his run, kept the amplitude throughout. Yeah, very interested to see what this score comes in at, but check this out. Just a nice backside crail. Kind of came off the grab a little bit early.
Look at the chunk he takes out as a souvenir as he comes back down to the deck. And
you could tell it slipped off a little bit right at the end there.
But then he got to work.
The backside double McTwist. Not many riders doing the double McTwist. Lucas Foster has the alley-oop double McTwist kind of in his repertoire.
His own variation on it.
And then right there, look at how far down he lands on that wall. That just comes down to strength. I mean, these athletes aren't the biggest people, but they are so strong from the core out.
So the judges kind of give him flat scores on the other four, but the first one they gave him a green and a 56.7.
It looked like for that one it came down to execution. I didn't see a lot of green in that execution column.
Okay, we'll get Connor Manning percolating on that, see what he thinks. We'll get his comment after we get to our next athlete. Lee Chaeun now out of South Korea. This young man is just 18 years of age. Burst on the scene really back in 21. His name started floating around at the age of 15. He was the youngest male athlete to compete in Beijing across all sports for South Korea. So here he is now, the ripe old age of 18. 2023 world champion in halfpipe, became the youngest men's FIS snowboard world champion of all time, and the first ever South Korean world champion in any FIS discipline.
But he looks like he is getting ready to spin.
I was going to say, he is a big-time spinner.
Going for that front side 1440, and that just kind of throwing the rest of his run off. But he's like, yeah, I'll still do a double 1260. No problem. And it is so wild calling these runs. A 1260 looks like a 900 used to look like 5-6 years ago. They make it look so easy because they just tweak the axis their body is spinning on and get that extra 360 around.
I got a feeling that second hit didn't go the way he wanted to, and he might have pulled the ripcord a little early. Just getting 4 hits on this first run.
This is where things went a little sideways for him. Frontside double cork 1440. Yeah. He just didn't get that last 10 to 20 degrees around and kind of slid it out on his heel edge a little bit. But he got a hold of that grab, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, heavy on that heel side.
There's the front side 12. I mean, think about that, though. You fall on your first hit, and you still have the speed and the amplitude halfway through kind of a throwaway run to put a trick down like that.
Up into second place.
And Lee Chaeun's going to come in with a 43, so that, of course, also is going to score. He's going to probably want to double up or at least add another 20, 30 points to it, give himself an opportunity to move into the next round. That takes us to Campbell Melville-Ives, young man out of New Zealand. So he is enjoying some winter time while the rest of his nation is enjoying some end of summertime. Wanaka. Oh, you come from Wanaka?
Oh,
how to ride.
Yes, you do. That is a beautiful place of part of the world right there. That is a
starting off with a frontside 1440 of his own.
Frontside 1440 into the cab double cork 1080, into the front double 12, into the back double 12, back-to-back 12s from the young New Zealander.
So Melville-Ives, who has a twin brother Finley, but he's a skier. This is a good opening salvo for him. I think this is a nicely. He's got the makings of something good here.
Oh, absolutely. He's got the tricks dialed. It looked like on that last hit, coming out of it, he wanted another hit, but kind of pulled the ripcord just a little bit early. There's that frontside double cork 1440. Yeah, he is locked in. DC, our live announcer, is not wrong about that. He held that for a very long time. There's the backside 12. Gets a hold of that grab.
And his final hit, it was a double McTwist. You know, it was vanilla.
6 of one, half dozen of the other, right? In that situation, the McTwist is all dependent on how inverted you go.
Giving his love to the sponsor. We'll see what the judges. Looks like they're going to put him in the 60 category. And it's going to be a 61 for the young man from New Zealand, Campbell Melville-Ives. All right, turn your attention to the top of the superpipe. You are looking at the reigning Olympic gold medalist. This is 26-year-old Ayumu Hirano. He's got a gold, he's got 2 silvers, not going to waste any time with a bronze, and he has a trick, folks. If you're new to snowboarding, it's called a triple cork, and it is something to behold.
He was the first snowboarder in competition history to land the triple cork 1440. And I mean, yeah, this kid is just the gold standard of halfpipe riding right now. The preeminent favorite here at Stop 1 of the Snow League. And yeah, Yeah, I mean, that looked crazy, but to Ayumu, he's just kind of chilling. This is his warm-up run, frontside double cork 1080. Look at there's
everything's 14, 15. Oh, a pedestrian 11.
Yeah, and you mentioned earlier he's such a good skateboarder. You can see his vert roots, right? Like he rides a half pipe on a snowboard the same as he does on a skateboard. And in skateboarding, you know, holding your speed, landing high on the wall, and boosting your amplitude is key, and that's exactly what he does in a half pipe on snow.
I was teasing Shaun White earlier about, hey, why don't you come out of retirement? I think we all will see you and Ayumu face off again in the knockout. He goes like, I better start stretching.
I mean, that right there, you're talking about LeBron and Jordan.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the dream matchup.
Oh.
So frontside double cork 1080 on his first hit. Just look at how big he goes. Grabbing truck driver, opening up, slowing his rotation down, landing high on the wall.
He's not a big young man, so does that help him? Because he gets so compact, especially when he goes into the triple cork.
Yeah, he's just got a low center of gravity, right? So when it comes to those double and triple corks, I feel like he can just get him around a little bit quicker because he's not that tall, you know? He doesn't weigh that much. He just has the, you know, the finite stuff is so perfected in Ayumu's riding.
The airtime summary, nothing below 10. This should be a big score. 78-7. So this is a situation, and if we can bring in Connor Manning. Connor, I got to ask you, 78.75. It was a pretty technical run. I know he's got other tricks in his bag, but is this a situation where the judges are judging Ayumu against Ayumu?
I think it's where they've set their range, Todd. It's kind of, they set it a little bit lower knowing that they're going to see some stuff or possibly see some stuff, and they didn't want to get locked up where they're going point by point for each rank.
Okay. So we've got the athletes back up to the top other than Ayumu Hirano. This is qualifying group number 2. We will give them their second run, and then the top score will go right into the quarterfinals tomorrow. Their day is done today. For everyone else, exceptionally for positions 2 and 3, they are into the LCQ, so they have work still to do. Here we go. Siddartha Ullah now. Hard fall on run number 1.
Starting things off with a frontside 900 tail grab into the backside 5. And he's building his amplitude and upping his difficulty. Frontside double cork 1080 into the switch under flip 7, also known as the hawk and flip. There's that alley-oop McTwist that he wanted. I feel like he kind of put the brakes on a little bit, and you know what? All good. Put a run to your feet. That is paramount.
5 hits for him. The highest was 10.8. Lowest, or average, I should say, is 8 feet even out of the 24-foot walls. So he's hovering right around 32 feet on the low side.
Yeah, right now, if you're looking at Joey Okesson in 3rd place, you know, Siddartha's looking to get a 56.75 or better to get into that last chance qualifier. Is it going to be enough to beat Ayumu Hirano? Probably not, but to get up into the top 3, sure.
He's got to be thinking realistically, the 56.75 or better gets him into that 3rd place, and that gets him into the next round of the last chance qualifier. It's so tough to go first because the game is basically, you know, especially on these second runs, T-Bird, what you have to get, what you need.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, for me, it's my first time seeing this young man ride, but this league is all about finding the new superstars. This kid has potential. He's gonna make some moves in the half-pipe space.
So it's a 48.7, not enough to overtake Okesson's 56.75. So Ullah, unfortunately, will not be moving on to the LCQ as we move on to Joey Okesson. Now, Okesson, interesting situation here. He's sitting on a 56.75. That is a transfer position into the LCQ, but I would be a little worried with Lee sitting down there with that 43.
You're gonna want to come up. I mean, I think in so far from what I've seen in the men's field, I don't think you're not comfortable with anything lower than a 70. If you're in the 70s, you're feeling okay for that last chance qualifier. So I think Joey Okesson is going to try to up that amplitude, take a little more speed into his tricks. Let's see what he's got right here. Big old trail.
Much cleaner.
Much cleaner. There's that air to fakie grab in Japan. Into the front, or the cab double cork 1080. There, right there is the front side 12. Into the backside double cork 12. He knows it. Yeah, he is feeling good. His coach, Danny Cass, is hyped. I mean, just the fact that Danny Cass is at the top of this half pipe. Me, as a snowboard fan, I'm just like, that was my guy growing up.
DK certainly had his own style when he was riding, didn't he?
He was snowboarding's ultimate disruptor.
Yes.
In a time where half pipe was kind of heading in that very athlete, elite sports division, Danny came in just punk rock and was like, this is how I do it, man. You guys can come along for the ride if you want.
And now his young prodigy who he's coaching came out. I think this has got to be a bump up, right?
I think so. I mean, the back-to-back 12s, I mean, double McTwist, double cork back 12.
He'd do himself a solid if he could move into second place, and for that, all he needs is better than a 61.
I do have to say, he's grabbing stale on that, which not a lot of riders are doing. It's a very unique way to grab while spinning backside.
So Okesson looking for better than a 56.7. It's going to bump up a little bit, a 59.2. So to Connor Manning's point, the judges, they're not going point by point. They've got themselves a range, and for Okesson right now, he is on the bubble. He's in right now, but a 59.2, that is a precarious place to be, especially with the next athlete, Lee Chaeun of South Korea, ready to drop in. He didn't have his best run, so this 43 for him, T-Bird, is probably his, well, it is his throwaway because he has to get better than a 59 if he wants any chance of moving on.
Yeah, absolutely. He's currently sitting in 5th place. He's in the bottom spot that would not allow him to ride in the last chance qualifier. I think Lee Chaeun is going to turn it on right now. There it is, front side 1440 into the cab double cork 1080. There's the front side 12, so he's already got a 10, a 12, and a 14 in his run. And the double crippler with amplitude. His grabs looked pretty good.
That is the full set.
Wow. Yes, it is. And right now, Joey Okesson, his heart just started beating a couple BPMs faster.
So Joey Okesson sitting in 3rd place right now. That is a spot that would get him into the last chance qualifier, but his score is a 59.25. Now, for folks at home that are maybe new to snowboarding, do you think this run was better than a 59.25? Joey Okesson is hoping it's not.
And right there, first hit, front side 1440. And he's holding on to that grab. Look at the head dip, the commitment that high above the lip of the half pipe. Yeah, it is impressive what these athletes can do. And there's the double crippler on his last hit.
You know who's watching this score is Campbell Melville-Ives, because if he doesn't go above a 61, he's in.
I secretly feel like Ayumu's got his eyes on this score coming in too, where he's like, where's this gonna put Lee Chaeun? And am I gonna have to step it up, or can I take a chill run on my second?
So he's sitting on a 43 on run number 1. This has got to be an improvement on that, but where are the judges gonna put him?
This kid, Chaeun. This best rabbit.
So to get up into the last chance qualifier, it's got to be better than a 59.2 held by Joey Okesson.
Ooh, hello, Dolly.
Oh,
It's going to be a high score.
Yeah, it's good.
79 even.
Lee Chaeun has just gone into 1st place.
And Ayumu Hirano gets bumped down to 2nd.
I mean, that's good for the fans. You're going to see more Ayumu Hirano, but that is... Now, Ayumu Hirano still has another run.
He does have another run, but what it forced him to do is go up a gear.
And that means that Joey Okesson has been knocked out. Ooh, cruel sport. Shaun White is to blame.
Now you're looking at Campbell Melville-Ives. I mean, he is safe for the last chance qualifier.
He's in, 61.
But is he now eyeing up Lee Chaeun to be like, you know what, man?
Why not?
You just overtook Ayumu. I'm going to try to shock the world and overtake you.
What do you think? Has he got the abax out? Is he doing the math? Is he trying to figure this out? Or is he just saying, you know what, I'm going to ride my own run?
Pretty sure he's going to send it right here. I think he's going to risk it all for the biscuit. There's the front side 1440. Yeah, this kid is going huge. The double backside rodeo, come on! Campbell Melville-Ives! He too is a burner right now.
18-year-old Kiwi, how do you do, CMI?
Take a look back at that replay.
That was a great run.
Just a minute
Yeah.
That was rock solid.
Unbelievable. Look at the highest, 14 feet 2 inches. And he knows it, ear to ear grin. He is hyped right now. Here's his first hit. Frontside double cork 1440, held that grab for a really long time. Look at the green plus, green arrow, 14 feet 2 inches. The judges like that one. I love that alley-oop backside double rodeo.
It really looked like he boosted the amplitude. I mean, he just, for lack of better terms, he got out of the pipe much more than he did on run number 1. Connor, are you feeling the love that we're giving him here?
I am totally feeling the love you're giving him here, and I heard the judges go wild over that alley-oop backside double rodeo in the middle of a run. Usually we see that trick at the end because it's so risky, and to back it up with the 1260 at the end is just very high on these judges' lists.
There it is.
Young enough not to know better.
Yeah, absolutely.
So run number 2, and this is a big score, folks. How about this? Hello, first place, 86.75 for Campbell Melville-Ives.
And now the last rider to drop, Ayumu Hirano, is currently in 3rd place. I mean, regardless,
he's in,
you'll see him ride again. Now it's a question of, will you see him ride later today in the Last Chance Qualifier or tomorrow in the quarterfinals?
But see, this is what I love. Ayumu Hirano has a deep bag of tricks, as we know, as a reigning Olympic gold medalist. Does he dip his hand way to the bottom of that bag of tricks, or does he say, you know what, I'm already in, it's just fine, I'll do a couple extra runs, no problem?
Yeah, knowing Ayumu as I do, I think he wants that number 1 spot, because then what happens is, you know, tomorrow they're seeded 1 through 8. And you want that 1 seed. It gives you a competitive advantage. So Ayumu Hirano, bib 99, dare we call him the Great One, dropping in for his 2nd and final run. Front side, double cork,
no triple.
He steps it up here, front up 10.
But look at the height meter, come on.
He is going off right now, 15 feet 3 inches above the deck. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Ayumu turned it on.
So that's the first time that we saw him below 10 feet. On that penultimate hit, he was at 9.4. I don't know if that's going to factor in that much, because that run, for my money, Connor Manning, that run was a little more technical than his first run.
Have a score better than an 86.7.
That really is kind of what did it. They thought he was taking it a little bit easy on that first run, and that's why that score was a little bit lower. But adding that 12 in there with the 12 to 12 combo, I'll look for this score to improve.
Yeah, I think that's what did it, is the 12 to 12 combo. So that's the front side double cork 1080 into the front side 900.
So the question I threw to you, does he go deep into the bag of tricks? He did not go to the very bottom of that bag. The triple did not come out to play.
The triple did not come out to play. I mean, that was definitely not his finals run. I feel like Ayumu's hanging on to some stuff to give him a little bit of leverage heading into tomorrow. But just the fact that in the first heat, the qualifying heat, he had to go frontside double cork 12 says a lot about the level of competition here in Aspen.
The question is, did the judges like that to the tune of better than an 86.75? That will put him back in the driver's seat and winning heat number 2, and that would mean his day would be done. And yes, they did. They liked it to the tune of an 88.2. So he shows his stripes, and Ayumu Hirano comes out swinging on his 2nd and final run to win heat number 2 with an 88.25.
That is light work for Ayumu Hirano.
So no big surprise, Ayumu Hirano gets it done, an 88.25. Campbell Melville-Ives, though, the big surprise. He finishes in 2nd place, and then it is Lee Chaeun finishing in 3rd. Let's go down to the crowd and speak with Ayumu Hirano.
Yes. Hey, we've got Ayumu Hirano with us. I'm going to just ask him about the pressure he faced in that 2nd run. もうやっぱ2番目のランで決めないといけない状態になったので、その時の考えをちょっとお聞かせください。
いや、すごい気温もあったかくて、めちゃくちゃその技難しくて、スピードも難しくて、まあなんかどんどん難しい状況にこの太陽の光であったかくなってて、いやすごい心配だったんですけど、まあ決めれてよかったです。とりあえず。
めでとうございます。He was really worried about his run because of the conditions on the sunny side. It was really starting to get warm. He was having trouble picking up the speed, so he was concerned that he wasn't going to be able to do what he wanted to do. But here he is, moving on to the quarterfinals. 明日頑張ってください。どうもありがとうございます。
Okay, so conditions are changing here in Aspen as the day goes on, but no surprise, Ayumu Hirano wins men's qualifying heat number 2. We are going to take a quick commercial break. We are in Aspen Snowmass, Colorado for Snow League. We'll be right back.